A disturbing story to report now out of Sharp County, where a man is accused of raping children under the age of 13. And not just one. We're talking about two children under the age of 13 in a report by Lauren Siebert of Area Wide Media and Area Wide News. She contributed and sent this one along to NEA Report. As formal charges were filed, it was just several days back, June 27th, against Joey D. Robbins, 36, of Cherokee Village, after he reportedly admitted to repeatedly raping a child under the age of 13 almost daily since she was 10. Also, the report says to sexually assaulting and raping a second victim, also under the age of 13. The charges filed in District Circuit Court of Sharp County say that Robbins is facing 2 Class Y felony counts of rape, a Class C felony count of incest, and then other charges: engaging children in sexually explicit conduct for visual or print media, a Class B felony, and then sexual assault in the second degree, a Class B felony. It all began on May 29th. At least it began to get to police on May 29th when the detective, Aaron Presser, was contacted to take a report of sexual assault regarding 2 juvenile females. He arrived to the location of the report, a lot of which is going to be masked in this, so you're going to hear me using a lot of pronouns: victim 1, victim 2, and women, mothers, and such, but we don't have names because we can't identify the victims, the children, to the public. This is already horrendous enough. It says he spoke with the mothers of victim 1 and 2 in the report. The women told Presser that victim 1 had told her she had been assaulted by Robbins, and he had forced her to take and send nude photographs of herself to his phone. It says she shared other graphic details of other incidents. Presser was also told Robbins had been raping victim 2 for an extended period of time. This was apparently late in the evening hours. So the mothers, it says, apparently 2, were asked to come to the Sharp County Sheriff's Department the next morning to begin the process of filling out the report. The next day, the detective interviewed the victims. Victim 1 told Presser that the abuse began more than a year before that conversation. Robbins, it says in the report, and according to what the girls said, forced her to take and send nude photos, threatening to take her phone from her if she didn't do it. This is an adult talking to someone that's 10. This is also something that it says in the report continued on for quite some time. The victim also told Presser Robbins had forced her to remove her clothing on more than one occasion, at which time he sexually assaulted her. After speaking again with the mothers of the victims, the 2 opted to fill out the paperwork in their vehicle, at which times Robin pulled alongside them in the parking lot. Fearful of what he might do, they contacted the detective who came to the vehicle. Robbins told Presser he was here to speak about the situation. After going into an interview room and reading Robbins' rights, the report from Area Wide Media says Robin admitted to assaulting both children on multiple occasions. He said, it says, admitted that he raped victim 2 on a regular basis for more than 2 years. He said he had recently stopped. It also says he admitted that he forced victim 1 to send at least 50 photographs or videos of herself to him. He claimed he had since deleted the photos, admitted he had taken the victims' phones from them on more than one occasion as punishment for not doing what he wanted. He was placed under arrest. As of last check, he's being held in the Sharp County Jail. One of the most heinous acts we've reported here on NEA Report. And all we can say is if there's anything to be learned or taken from this, it is to always listen to your kids and make sure they're okay. And believe them if they tell you they're not. A mother is suing the Nettleton Public School District over an incident that took place last year that is said to have happened like this. The claim says that the school bus door to the bus itself that was carrying her child home, well, the door closed on the child's backpack as the child was getting off of the bus. But the driver apparently didn't notice and took off. The child was dragged about 15 feet, and thankfully, the bus driver noticed, stopped, opened the door, and an initial police report that was actually filed at the time that this whole thing took place said that the child was not injured. But the lawsuit says otherwise. It claims personal injuries and damages for the child. Of course, we're not going to know the identity because of the way that laws work and such. None of the personal injuries or damages were specified in that initial filing, not that they always are in initial filings. It was filed by Rainwater, Holt, and Sexton law firm of Little Rock, and that was on Wednesday of last week that this took place. It was filed on behalf of Shirley Long, who is the child's mother. We're going to keep following this incident, this story, and more about it, and we'll let you know where it heads. This was first reported by the Jonesboro Sun over the weekend. An event was held over the weekend at the Craighead County Courthouse. It was Saturday, and it was all about keeping families together, migrant families to be specific. This video, as you can see it featuring heavily, is actually from Chinton Decide, the congressional candidate's Facebook page. And it was organized by Yesenia Hernandez, who spoke at the event about a specific case of her family being separated as they attempted to flee a terrifying situation from their home country.
2 years ago, my 12-year-old cousin was raped by an MS-13 member. My family was then threatened with death if it came out in any way. 2 of my aunts and 5 of their children traveled for 22 days before being captured in Chiapas, Mexico. 2 mothers with their 5 children were imprisoned for 8 days, but even there, they were not separated. After being sent back to El Salvador, they made the 1,700-mile trip to the border in 2 weeks, where they presented themselves straight to the U.S. port seeking asylum. I talked to my aunts asking them of their experience in the detention centers. They told me that they were put in a room called the Hilera, and the second day, La Perrera. If you don't know, those words translate to the freezer and the dog kennel. These were the words that the immigration officers used themselves when they separated children from their mothers. Luckily, my family was only separated for a day or 2, but that hasn't been the case with a lot of families now.
A reminder now that the city of Jonesboro and a lot of other municipalities around here too, like Mountain Home, for instance, who I saw post something this morning, well, they don't want you shooting off fireworks inside of the city limits, and there are laws against that. In Jonesboro, it can be up to a $500 fine. And I saw a really cool story in the Jonesboro Sun today. You ought to pick up a copy if you haven't. I do every day. It was talking about how in previous years there are litanies, basically, of calls to police about fireworks going off in the different neighborhoods. And I'm sure that there are this year too, because I've already heard them happening over the weekend. Just so you know, discharging those fireworks in Jonesboro is a Class C misdemeanor, and you could have a pretty hefty fine of up to $500 if you do that. Plus, it drives the dogs crazy. There were dogs going nuts in the neighborhood last night. Also, we want to remind you that fires actually happen around this time of the year more than ever. In fact, fireworks average 1,300 structure fires, 300 vehicle fires, and nearly 17,000 other fires, according to little information we posted, a little ditty we posted at neareport.com that you can check out. It's about not just this law, but also just in general, some safety information. It was crazy to me that the National Safety Council advocated nobody buy fireworks, consumer fireworks, ever. That was their actual advice. We want to also let you know that there's going to be a free fireworks display tomorrow night from our friends at East Arkansas Broadcasters. It's at Joe Mack Campbell Park, and it's at 9 p.m., a free event to the public, but you might want to show up a little bit early if you want to get the best view, and you might want to bring a little bit of mosquito spray, or they'll carry you off. While we're talking about the city of Jonesboro, the sanitation schedule, the trash holiday pickup schedule for this week is as follows. Of course, normal today and tomorrow, and Independence Day on the Wednesday is going to be a little bit different. Also, a reminder that recycling bins are now being picked up. I saw the big truck come pick mine up this morning, and it looks like a transformer. Okay, it looks kind of like a normal garbage pickup truck. Just a little bit different, though. And the city has officially announced that they're extending the period for which you can purchase a $20 discounted bin instead of paying the full price, which is purchase price, basically, $50. And those are each plus tax. But you got to call a city collections department if you'd like to get involved in this. $20 just for that big bin in front of your house. That's a great deal. And it helps keep all that junk out of the landfill, too. A suspected thief is off of the streets after a release from the Izard County Sheriff's Department says that a man is being charged with over 20 crimes connected to incidents in Horseshoe Bend, Oxford, and Violet Hill, all from the Izard County area, and that's all from the Izard County Sheriff's Department. Chief Deputy Ernie Blakely said on June 30th, over the weekend, Matthew Joseph Solik, 25, of Mount Pleasant, was arrested and being charged with something not so pleasant, 15 counts of breaking or entering, a Class D felony, charged also with 7 counts of theft of property, and 1 count of theft of property in the felony department, those others misdemeanors. 1 count of theft of property, a Class D felony, and criminal mischief first degree, a Class A misdemeanor. He's in jail on lieu of a $100,000 bond right now, according to the release from Izard County. That, again, as I mentioned, stemmed from thefts in Horseshoe Bend, Oxford, and Violet Hill areas. Other arrests were also mentioned. If you'd like to catch up on what's going on out there, go to the crime page of NEAreport.com.
Haley Norris, realtor.
No.
Should I make my hair go like this? Whether you need to buy, sell, or lease. Haley, can I use my hands? Or is
Yeah.
that, where are my hands? Where do they go?
Just say-
Haley.
Just like Haley.
Whether you need my expertise. Haley Norris, realtor. Or even do a commercial lease. Haley Norris, realtor. Should I say Remax Real Estate Center or no? Is that too salesy?
No, that's good.
My average days on market is just 50 days. You need my expertise. And that means I'm putting more money back in your pocket.
Family Medical Clinic of Walnut Ridge and Bono are your neighborhood healthcare providers, and we're now accepting new patients. We know you have a tight schedule, so we're here 6 days a week at both locations from 6 a.m. to 7 p.m. Walk-ins are welcome. In Walnut Ridge, stop by 1045 West Main Street or call us to make an appointment, 886-8300. In Bono, we're on Highway 63 North or call 930-9990. Walnut Ridge Family Medical Clinic and Bono Family Medical Clinic, here for you when you need us.
It's time for New Wave Wireless Weather, home of the $49 iPhone screen repair. So, your forecast for Independence Day week looks like this, and it does look a little bit cooler. Just a few degrees cooler, but every single bit counts whenever you're talking about heat indices that are north of 100 degrees, and in some cases north of 110. Let's talk about what we have for today. 30% chance of showers and thunderstorms for this afternoon, with partly sunny skies and a high near 93. Heat index, though, that may be around 109. Tonight, 20% chance of showers before 10 p.m. and a low around 75. Tuesday, 30% chance of thunderstorms in the afternoon, with partly sunny skies, a high around 92. Heat index still may reach around 105. And for Tuesday night, some more showers are possible. For your Independence Day, there's no shower possibilities, at least according to the Weather Service right now. But you do have that high around 94, a little bit warmer, and mostly sunny skies expected. Thursday, the showers and thunderstorm possibilities are back. Only a 30% chance, but it's still there, and a high around 93. 92 by the time Friday rolls around, and a couple of shower and thunderstorm chances are still in the forecast there, and on Saturday and Sunday as well. But the good news is, by the time Saturday happens, the highs are looking to be around the 88-degree mark, and we're certainly walking into the weekend with our fingers crossed, hoping that it stays that way. You do have a heat advisory in effect this afternoon and into the evening hours until at least 8 p.m. tonight. So make sure if you get out there and you mow the yard or whatever it is that you're doing outside, you're staying hydrated, you're being cautious and aware of any headaches that may show up or signs of heat exhaustion. All right. It's about 89 degrees in Jonesboro at the municipal airport at the moment. So it's the most dangerous time of the year right now. It's the Independence Day holiday still kind of technically weekend, coming off of last weekend and going into the middle of this week. It's also the most dangerous time I found out to go into a hospital ER because a lot of new interns and other folks are happening right now, according to at least one or two peer-reviewed medical sources that I was able to review today. My point is, it's the time where you should be the most careful and not the least careful. And that's one of the reasons why Truman Police Department and other departments across Northeast Arkansas have sent us along information and specifically wanting us to convey the message. This message: drive sober, please, or get pulled over. It's every year that Americans celebrate this time of the year that the numbers always go up as far as traffic accidents, people being killed in accidents with the blood alcohol content of at least one driver being at 0.08 or higher. It says, well, in 2016, 188 people were involved in accidents like that. And that's an increase from 2015 when it was 146. So at least on the latest numbers that we've got available to us, it's not looking good. It's actually in the press release that I'm looking at, it says that's 188 families who will forever remember Independence Day with a heavy heart and nightmarish memories. Yeah, and you don't stop remembering the holiday that way after a year or two. It's that way for 30 years and more, the rest of your life. So if you're out there having fun, great. And if you're having a few drinks, that's awesome too, even if you can't buy them in Jonesboro. But whatever you do, drinking and driving is not good. Please don't do it. We're begging you. Please. Whether you get yourself a cab, Uber, or Lyft, or a buddy, or you just crash at somebody's house, whatever it is, drinking and driving is not the answer this week or ever. Here's a look at a few of the fireworks from 2016 posted on YouTube by Lorena Navarro, and we hope they'll be more beautiful than ever this year too. Whether you're headed out to Joe Matt Campbell Park tomorrow night or you're headed somewhere else across Northeast Arkansas, we hope you have a fantastic and wonderful Independence Day. We're going to take tomorrow and Independence Day off, give ourselves at least a little time to recharge and recoup for the broadcast, but we're back on Thursday with more news from Northeast Arkansas. Thanks to everybody for supporting NEA Report, and thank you to this great country and for those who have sacrificed to make those freedoms that we enjoy possible, the freedom of the press being the one at the top of the list. Thanks again to all of you on NEA Report.